On May 24, 2006, San Jose held its first community forum on police accountability. The panel featured families who had lost loved ones to police violence. They presented in front of 200 community members, San Jose mayoral candidates, city council members, Santa Clara County district attorneys, and judges. The following is a clip of a mother telling her story of losing her son, and a daughter speaking out after losing her father to law enforcement.
I'm not used to talking in front of a large crowd, so I'm going to be reading this to you to make it easier for me. My name is Sue Reardon. I work for Cupertino Union School District. I'm the mother of Eric Kleemeyer, who was shot to death on January 4th, 2005 by Santa Clara Police Department officers Craig Milkoff, Jeff Bateman, and Don Marinas. I had been asleep for about an hour until I was awoken by loud sirens outside my bedroom window around 12:20 a.m. I ran outside in the front yard to see what was going on across the street. There were a lot of police cars, an older white car, and someone lying in the street. I couldn't see who it was laying in the street, but I thought I recognized the older white car because my son had just purchased one just like that. I ran very fast back into the house to get my glasses, as I thought if that was my son's car, then that could be him lying in the street. I wanted to get next to him and see what was happening with him, but I was stopped at the corner by a police officer. I cried, "That's my son, let me get to him." Eric's face was covered in blood and his body was motionless. The officer said, "We don't know if that's your son or not, and we will arrest you if you continue to try to get to him," as he pushed me back. I couldn't believe what was happening. No one was helping Eric. What happened to him? Was he dead? Why? I ran back into my house and called both my sister and my boyfriend, Ed, to come over. I told them, they killed Eric, but I didn't want to believe it. They wouldn't do that to someone who was unarmed. My child was dead. When Ed, my sister, and nieces arrived, they reconfirmed that Eric was dead. I started shaking uncontrollably and was shivering. I guess you could say I was in a state of shock. Eric was still just lying on the cold, dark pavement, immobile. The police had caution taped him off my house. Therefore, I had to climb my neighbor's fence just to get back into my house, to lie down in my bed and try to quit shaking. No police officer ever came to tell me what happened or to ask if we needed any help. They were more worried about trying to complete the crime scene. Eric had been shot to death, execution style. He had 18 entry and exit wounds throughout his body. 9 bullets were remaining in his body, 5 of which were listed as quickly lethal. The evidence report listed the following: 9 9mm casings, 16 .45 auto casings, 5 copper jackets, 1 single stack magazine emptied, 1 Glock 45 auto high capacity magazine emptied. You do the math. My son's death was the result of a 2.6-mile pursuit and 3 officers thinking, not 100% positive about anything. Eric's body dead in the street for over 8 hours. That image still haunts me when I look out my window. Every time I ask when I could see Eric, meaning being able to get next to him and hold him, the officers would tell me, in a little while. Once the coroner arrived, he took Eric away, and it was several days before I was able to see my murdered son. I just wanted to hold him as long as I could before they took him away. I knew we would cremate Eric's body, and I just wanted a little more time with him before I could ever hold him or touch him again the rest of my life. They took these last hours with Eric away from me. The nightmare now continues with the police department not answering my questions. I had to wait for the investigation to be completed. Once this happened, I thought I would get some answers. I have to wait now again for the district attorney's office to do their investigation. When does it end?
Hi, I'm Regina Cardenas. Everybody here? Daughter of Rudy Cardenas. My father was shot and killed in February 2004 by an undercover state narcotics agent. My father was the man that they were looking for. Many of you might have seen it in the news or read about it in the paper, and it got a lot of media coverage. It was pretty blatantly obvious that what happened to my father was wrong. My family and I have had to deal with so much in the past 2 years. If you've never been in our situation, you can't even imagine what it's like. I mean, this is kind of a whole new setting for me. It's been a real eye-opener, basically, for my family and I. And to me, it always seems like people can never really, there's always this separation between law enforcement and the community, and people never seem to understand why. But I mean, someone who's been in my situation knows firsthand why there is that separation. community or law enforcement always seems to be above the law, and that's not right. I mean, you sit here and, harass people and, kill people's family members that they love, and we can't do anything about it. Even my family got an open grand jury, and that still didn't bring us the justice that we wanted. Even though the evidence was, clear right there in front of our faces that this man shot and killed my father, intentionally. Just because, all a cop has to say is, I thought I saw a weapon, I thought this or that, and that's all it takes. He's going to get off, no questions asked. The agent who shot my father, Michael Walker, was unpaid administratively for 2 years with our taxpayer money, as well as maybe 9 other officers. For 2 months, they sat through the trial, and I'm sure that was with our taxpayer money as well. So basically, I feel like I'm paying these officers to kill my father. Officers, they want respect from the community, but that's not what they deserve. It really is true. To earn respect, you have to give respect, and they don't do that.